I'm speaking with Dr. John Butler, who is the director of the Hypnotherapy Training Institute of Britain. John, you're a world-famous expert of hypnosis and self-hypnosis. This interview will be seen mainly by Silver graduates. The Silver method is technically very similar to self-hypnosis. Could you give us a few practical advice based on your huge experience?
Yes, there's a great similarity between the Silver method and the way we teach and use self-hypnosis. Now, one of the difficulties for many people learning self-hypnosis is how to program the mind once they are in that state. So achieving the state of hypnosis, of a subconscious level of the mind that is, involves either relaxation or using some form of stimulation or other procedure or ritual that moves the conscious mind into the background. So now we achieve the state. But how do you use the state? That's the question. Because if you start to think about suggestions, you start taking yourself into the conscious level again. So the most important thing for practicing effective self-hypnosis is to work out in advance what you want to program. And then refine that program to the maximum level, then start to condense it, to make it shorter, more succinct, capturing the key ideas, the key feelings for that program. Then you refine it further, down to a simple, what I call the slogan method. A slogan that is just a little phrase that encapsulates and encompasses all of the programming that you've been working on and condensing. So now in that hypnotic relaxation, or in the Silver method, you only have to think of your slogan 3 or 4 times and let your mind then completely relax about it. Just let the subconscious do the work, let your mind drift. Because the fact you've been thinking about the slogan and you know what it represents, it's almost symbolic in its representation, it automatically connects with all the information and suggestions that you originally created for that slogan.
How long that slogan should be? Could you say an example?
Oh, it could be 5 or 6 words. Let's say you want to work on your creativity as a writer. Well, what's interesting with many writers, they say that when I'm in my most creative phase, the ideas seem to flow from within, flow up, bubble to the surface. And that can sound, on the surface at least, that's a bit like a bubbling spring. It's a bubbling source of ideas, like the way an underground spring of water filters up to the surface, bubbles up to the surface. So that could be how it feels for them, the creative process. So that would be their script, their little slogan, I'm a bubbling spring. I'm a bubbling spring of creative ideas. Or I'm working on confidence and I want to give myself a slogan for self-confidence. Well, it might be dynamic self-belief. Could be just words that are really similar to what your goal is, but in a way that has a subconscious resonance for you. That's the issue. Does it feel that your subconscious is activated by it, that it likes that expression? You may have to experiment for a week or 2 to see, is it really triggering your subconscious? Because it's quite idiosyncratic and very personal.
So you have to get the feedback.
Yeah, that's the key to it. When you know it's self-hypnosis, we call it auto-hypnosis, and the reason is it's automatically self-reinforcing. Not just that you're doing it to yourself, but auto in the sense that it's self-generating. It's self-validating, self-confirming. You find, you know that's happening when the feelings and that slogan even comes into your mind frequently in your relaxed state or even your everyday state.
So even in the everyday state, awakened state, it's useful to repeat the slogan?
It's useful to repeat it, but you know you're getting acceptance at the subconscious level when it becomes, it bubbles up into your mind anyway. It pops into your memory. then you know it's being accepted. Now, if there was some deeper inhibition or rejection of the suggestion, you may have to work on that, discovering what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So getting the state is the easier part. Devising the best programming script, condensing it well down to that slogan takes time. And then when you are ready to do your self-hypnosis, you quickly read your script again. You can refresh it in your mind. Write down, you've got it all together, the original script, the condensed version, and the little slogan at the end. You reread it quickly, just glance at it even quickly. Then you relax, let your mind grow very relaxed. Let the slogan come into your mind in a very relaxed way, and then just let it go. And your subconscious will do the rest for you.
Do you find using audio recording useful or not that much?
It is useful. It can be good if the recording has been well worked out, the suggestions are highly well developed, very crafted. Then it can be very effective. And then when you're relaxing with your self-hypnosis, you may just press the button.
Do you do audio recording for yourself?
Yes. One of the things is, a recording is great. However, it's a little bit different psychologically from pure self-hypnosis because you're still relying on the machine, as it were, as opposed to learning to do it for yourself. And the machine is good. But let's say you don't have your machine or the battery runs out. To have the confidence and belief that you can do it for yourself, then you know the power is within you completely, not in the machine, not in the therapist, because sometimes the machine is like a substitute for the therapist. In other words, you know you can do it all for yourself. That is the most effective.
Thank you. One final question, if you don't mind. How do you use self-hypnosis to make decisions?
To make the best decisions for your life.
Yeah.
When you're in the relaxed state, you give yourself a suggestion, or work that out beforehand as well, even to the slogan level, that your suggestion might be creative inspiration, or it might be inner guidance, or inner wisdom, inner intuition. Now, when you're relaxed and you maybe think very relaxed and you have an issue, a problem you want to resolve, just let it come into your mind and letting your say, with this suggestion, my subconscious will provide the answer. And when you relax and you believe it, and you let it happen, ideas start coming up from your subconscious. They may come up there and then, or they may come up into your mind at some later point. And I always make that point to people. Sometimes they have lost objects. They can't remember where they left something.
Yeah.
Now the subconscious has an amazing memory, which is open to distortion and confabulation, of course, but it's an amazing memory. And we can use it for memory, remembering things that we've forgotten and lost. We can use the subconscious for that wisdom, the guidance to make the very best judgments and decisions for our lives as part of our decision-making process.
John, thank you so much.
Not at all. Thank you very much.